Number two, you as a consumer, let's switch it over, paid the account, but you didn't get a paid in full / settled in full letter. I can't express to you how much that happened. Once they paid, they never asked for a settled in full or a paid in full letter, and I never gave it to them. And then maybe 6 months to a year down the road, sometimes they'll call us back and they'll want that information. But a lot of times you as a consumer, you feel like once you pay, it's over with. That's not the case. Make sure you get a paid in full letter or a settled in full letter showing what it is that you agreed upon and that you actually followed it to keep for your records. And lastly, when you do pay off an account and you follow the arrangements, you vetted the company, you know all the information that has happened, make sure you keep that paid in full letter, that settlement letter. So typically 30 days after your transaction, your last transaction is paid, whether it's a settlement or you're making monthly payments is paid, typically 30 to 45 days, you'll get a paid in full letter. It should come in the mail. You can request to have it emailed. Make sure you contact that company, you get that documentation. And with that documentation, you want to hold on to it. I say 5 to 7 years until it obviously falls off of your credit report. But hold on to that information. I can't tell you how many times people have said they paid, and because they didn't get the paid in full letter from the other company, all of a sudden, maybe a year or 2 years pass, they contact that debt collection company, and that company's no longer in existence. So then what ends up happening, without the actual showing proof that you actually paid it and it was a settlement on that specific date, that's what happens. There are two things that typically debt collection companies will give you. They'll give you an arrangement letter which states what it is that you planned on doing. So let's say if you're going to you had $1,000 account, you said they agreed to settle the account for $500 on the 20th of the month. You get that. You keep that for your record. So that's not saying that you actually paid it or you didn't, but that's at least showing that this company agreed upon this date to pay it. Then after you make that transaction, typically 30 to 45 days after that, they should send you a paid in full letter or settled in full letter. Make sure you keep a copy of that in your records so that way nothing happens. Now let's say suppose you get that settlement arrangement, you pay it on that specific date from that company, right? But then all of a sudden you go and try and get a paid in full letter, you're not able to get it, the company falls out of business. At least you have that arrangement letter, and then you have obviously the transaction that was processed through your checking account or through your credit card or whatever the circumstances, those line up, and typically that'll be a good enough information with regards to so that you don't end up having to pay the account twice.